I guess the big question here is why do people have to be so mean to people? Especially on social media. Social media. Um, and we're even talking about even your favorite professional athlete, including pro bowlers here. You know, I'm going to tell you this. I was raised better than that. My biggest question is to all them haters out there. My big question is why do it? Are you getting some kind of enjoyment out of it when you're trying to bring another person down when they're trying to put on a good, good game, a good bowling game or good race for their fans, and they post videos on social media like Facebook, Instagram, here on YouTube, TikTok. Um, do these haters get some kind of enjoyment out of it? It's almost like in a way if you think about it, they ain't got no life. And the kind of society that we live in today, this world is not only a dark place, but it's also become very cruel, unfortunately. And I think a lot of that's when a lot of people, tend to steer away from God, and and all they want to do is nothing but pure evil. They don't want to do good. They don't want to lift other people's spirit. They don't want to give their favorite pro bowler, hey, good shot kind of thing when they don't do good. Instead, what they want to do, they want to pick out anybody. I don't care if it's a YouTuber that likes to play claw machines like myself or even like to bowl. People like to nitpick at people's flaws, and I'm going to tell you, we are not perfect. We are humans. I mean, it's mind-boggling, and it's also irritating that people have to stoop to that level to even think about doing what they're doing. You ain't gonna get anywhere in life just sitting there being disrespectful toward anybody. Um, I have people who try to put me down here on YouTube. It even happened on Instagram a few times, but I don't let it bother me anymore. I just go, you know what, whatever, get out of here. Do away with the people who drag you down, because if you don't, it's just going to drag you down even further. Um, you know, I'm sure everybody's going to have their flaws at something. Who cares? We are all going to have flaws. So what? We are still human beings regardless. Um, I don't care where it is. There's going to be haters. There's going to be somebody who's going to be disrespectful or a sour apple, more or less. And these sour apples like to drag people down because that's all they have to do. And I've been bullied myself, so don't go there. I have had people nitpick at my videos, nitpick at how I do things. I've seen hate comments on people's posts, so don't even go there. I'm telling you, hello. The thing that makes me mad the most is, especially when you have a favorite a favorite driver, or a favorite pro bowler. I don't care if it's man or women's tour. Um, people they share share clips with their fans on Facebook. It's all right, but My whole point is, people put, in actuality, who put others down, theoretically, inside they're feeling, they're going to be feeling microscopic, but they do it to make themselves look big and bad, to feed their alter ego here, and it's downright mean. And it's mean. I don't care what anyone says. You can hate me. I don't care. Because I'm here to call out the nonsense, and it needs to stop. Because I do have favorite Pro Bowlers who I follow on Facebook, even here on YouTube and on Instagram. And, it's mean that people have to do things to make it difficult for the others. And it's beyond me. And I hope any professional bowler that sees this can shed light on this, because, to be honest, we are humans. I'm talking to all you haters out there. Because I do have haters here on YouTube, and I'm talking to you too. I ain't perfect, and neither is anybody else. Neither is anybody. I don't care if they're a professional athlete. They are still human. They go out and try their best to put on a heck of a game or a race for their fans. But yet, people seem to, look past that. They want to look down at the negative things on this person and say, oh, they don't do good at this, they don't do good at that, blah, 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 blah. So what? Just because you think you're probably better than anybody else, don't mean you have to bring down the other person in the process. Now, does it? Absolutely not, friends. That is not what we are intended to do here. You see someone leaving the ring of 10, say, oh, that was a good shot, you'll get it next time. Or you see somebody get loose on the racetrack, one of your favorite drivers, you get to talk to them. Tell them, hey, it's okay, it happens. But no, you got that one sour apple that has to pop on and say, oh, you can do better than that. That means you're pointing out a flaw. Who cares about people's flaws? That will never define who they are. I don't care what you think of me by the time I'm done with this video. I really don't. Because, quite frankly, when people want to bully people, especially, even my friends, let alone myself. It's happened to me here on YouTube. I've had people call me stupid on Instagram. I have people trying to dictate how I run my machine. I'm going to tell you right now, friends, that's not going to fly with me either. I will run it how I see fit. You don't like it, get out of here. Simple as that. Because I'm not going to have people sit here and tolerate and jump back at me because I'm calling people out on their nonsense. You don't like it, get out of here. Because that means you are also part of the problem as to why there's so much hatred going on social media. In fact, I don't think people really understand what kind of evil crap is going on in this world today. I don't think people sees or understands the hatred that's going on here on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, let alone Facebook. It happens in the general public, too. And people who wants to be a douchebag right now, you best better open your eyes and you better do it now, because one of these days that hatred is going to smack you right in the face. And it's going to rip you down like you have never seen. It's going to take you down like a tornado. So, before you go taking down professional athletes, people here on YouTube, people in the general public, you best better think twice. Was you raised to do that? Absolutely not. I'm sure a vast majority of people who treats people like crap and runs their name into the dirt was raised a lot better than that. Wake up. You best better wake up, and you better do it now. Because I'm not the kind of person you want to come back at and start calling me all kinds of names, because I'm calling people out on the bull crap. Yeah, sure, I can't do nothing about it. Well, I like you. Oh, yeah. I really think YouTube needs to step up on the, even on social media platforms, they need to kick up on the no bullying policy. That's what I think needs to happen. But will they do it? Probably not. Because they're too busy sitting scared behind a computer screen, not even paying attention to all the bullying crap going on. Or the hatred. So, I'm sure I'm probably going to lose subscribers over this, but I really don't care. Because I will call out the people, call out the nonsense. I've had people call me names on here, which is why I've set the rules on my live streams, because of people like that. Because I try to get on here, and do a claw video for my viewers, and it's very, very difficult to do things like that because people want to nitpick at the flaws. I ain't perfect, and neither are you. People like to get on here, especially the people I just blocked and hid from my channel. You need help. You need help, dude. So, that's my rant. But unfortunately, as much as I wish I could do something to lift someone's spirits is because of some idiot or sour apple wants to drag somebody down, I really wish I could. But the only thing I can do is offer a word of encouragement. I'm talking to I don't care if it's a professional athlete that may see this video. You are human. You do good at what you do. The fact of the matter is that you try your best to put on a good bowling game, a good race for your fans, a good baseball game. You may have a ring and 10 pin on the lanes. So what? It happens. But does that mean that that person is a bad player? No. It just means that the ball could have came in high, which it does happen. Not necessarily something they did. It could be just as simple as the oil in the lanes are starting to transition, and you got to migrate with it. Do people strike out in baseball? Yes. Does that make them a bad player? No, because it happens. Do people have wrecks in races? Yeah. Does that make them a bad driver? Not necessarily, because wrecks do happen. They happen on and off the track. They happen on the roads. Does that make the person on the road a bad driver? No. The people who think they are better than anybody else, let me tell you something. You are no better than anybody else out there who wants to drag anybody else down. It's time to wake up and use this as a newsflash. Because the quicker people get through their thick skull to stop dragging people down, the better off this world is going to be. And the quicker the people realize that, that the people that they idolize, a professional athlete that they like and they want to cheer them on, the quicker the people realize that people make mistakes in any sporting event. It happens. That does not mean they are a bad player or a bad bowler, whatever the case is. That does not mean they have a flaw. So what? We ain't perfect. Now are we? No. But the people who seem to think they are better than everybody else, where on earth do you get that mindset that you think you have to drag people down? Where do you get that? Is there something not clicking right in your brain that you think you have to disrespect each and everybody else just because they want to try and put a good game on for their fans or a good race? Do you have an issue with somebody's flaws and think that it's going to make them a bad player or a bad race car driver, whatever the case is? I assure you, friends, that is not the case. So what? We are humans, yes. Do we have flaws? Absolutely. But you don't need to point it out to everybody and make it obvious. Because some people are very, very sensitive when it comes to things like that. And people don't even take that into consideration. And it's mind-boggling that people have to do such a horrible thing like that. Do I have to start blocking people on my not my Facebook, but do I have to start blocking people on my Instagram because people want to start nitpicking? Because let me tell you something, I'm going to start doing it. Because if people wants to be a jerk, I'm going to start eliminating them out of my life. I don't need it. And I'm going to start blocking people on here too. And I'm going to start hiding them from being able to comment on my videos. And moderators, please do it. Because I'm not going to tolerate it. You may think that this is going to be a cakewalk from here on out. I'm going to tell you right now, this ain't going to be no cakewalk. Because the quicker people figure out that we are not perfect, the better off people will be. And I'm not going to let somebody bully anybody. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm seeing people, being drugged down. Let alone my favorite professional bowlers here. Yes. And people have to stoop to a level to be disrespectful and hateful. I want to tell you this. Bullying, I do not tolerate. I do not tolerate anybody who is disrespectful toward anybody. I don't care if I know the person or not. I'm not the kind of person you want to let witness that. Because I'm going to intervene. And I'm going to say something. Because, unfortunately, in today's society, there is so much of that going on. And I don't know how to word this, but the quicker people understand and realize that bullying is not the answer. Disrespecting somebody because of their imperfections, that's not cool. I'm going to tell you this. I see any of it on any favorite race car driver of mine, or even a professional bowler. I'm going to say something. Because everybody, they work their behinds off just to put on a good game. I worked my butt off behind the camera to put on a good live stream for my viewers. And people have to get on here and call me a crybaby. And people have to get on here and say, what the am I watching? See, that's the kind of people I'm talking about. That's the exact kind of people I'm talking about. If I had a way to completely block them people from my YouTube channel, I would do it in a heartbeat. I have a zero tolerance for bullying. I mean zero. When it comes to bullying, that my friends, that's where I'm going to get a little testy, because I was raised better than that, number one, and bullying somebody is not the answer. What the correct answer should be is to set the person down and say, hey, this is what's bothering me. And I don't want to be a bully. I'd rather talk it out like a decent, normal human being. That's how it should be done. So, the choice is yours. There ain't no 1, 2, 3 strikes here anymore. If people want to be mean with the bullying, there's no 1, 2, 3 strike. You're out. For one time I catch it, you're getting banned. I'm sorry it's got to be that way, but the choice is yours. You either come in here and respect people in my chat or on my live stream watching and people's chatting here, or you're going to get banned. Simple as that. But the thing is, I wish I could take the bullying away, but I can't. I wish I could take the disrespectfulness out of this world. I can't even do that. This has been on my mind all day. And I'm seeing people posting, man, do I have to block people because of people being disrespectful? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was growing up, sure, there was a lot of bullying in school, people being very disrespectful like what I see on social media today. But going through school, I did have people want to make fun of me because I wasn't perfect. Sure, I thought maybe fighting would resort it at one point, but fighting is never the answer on anything, honestly. It doesn't get you anywhere. Being disrespectful to anybody, even on social media or just in the general public, that is not the answer either. And to be honest, I ain't okay because I see so much bullying and so much disrespect on social media. It irritates you. And it just reminded me so much back in school. A lot of people would always make fun of people. Because, people thought being a bully in school would get them, I guess, their minute of fame, I guess you can say. But what I would always stay to myself. In a way, I was always the outcast. Because I always thought, I was better off staying to myself for that reason right there. And I couldn't really, necessarily grasp. I couldn't grasp the whole idea of the bullying thing until I seen it firsthand happen to some people in school that I knew. I wish I could have done something about it, but the only thing I could do. We're not talking about that. But I even had my fair share of it. I got made fun of too in school. Because I do have issues. And in a way, I did feel excluded from a lot of things. And it made me wish I was normal. I wish I could do the same thing other people can do. But, God created us differently. Um, we are unique in our own different ways, but it just, I guess it upsets me. What upsets me the most is the fact that you you follow your favorite professional athlete on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, or even here on YouTube, and you sit there and you point out their flaws just to be mean. That's just straight up disrespectful. And it's also a form of cyberbullying. But it just kind of reminded me so much of that happening in school. Where is the zero tolerance on the social media like there was in school towards bullying and the disrespect? And people wonder why I get agitated with them here on YouTube, because of the disrespect and the bullying and the name calling. It just, I really think if people looked at it on the different side of things, the brighter side of things, I really don't think that there would be a lot more, as much bullying as there is now. I really don't think that there would be as much disrespectful people that's in this world today if they looked on the brighter side of things. Oh no, it's not. But people do it. Oh, look, see what I mean? People like you, Alice, you are a bully. I have no tolerance for people like you. You need help. Get out of here. See what I mean? People like that. And people seem to think, and this is another thing. These people were not taught any better. They weren't taught to respect people. Somewhere in the back of their mind, they think it's okay to make fun of people. I don't get where people think it's fun to make fun of people at their expense or bullying them. The quicker people wake up, the better off they're going to be. That's what I believe. But any professional athlete, race car driver, bowler, basketball player, or baseball or football player, here's a brighter side of things. You guys do good at what you do. You guys do your best to put on a show for your fans, to put on a good game, a good race. But don't let these freak shows drag you down like you're some kind of toadstool. Because you're better than them bullies. You're better than them. And so is the rest of you guys watching. Don't let people drag you down like a bunch of toadstools. Stand up to them and say, hey, look, you need help. I don't have any room in my life for bullies like you or people who is disrespectful. Because one day, someone's going to make fun of that wrong person, and it ain't going to end very well for them. But know this, all professional athletes, I'm glad that you do what you do to put on a good football game, basketball, baseball, bowlers, men and women. Thank you for putting on an amazing show, amazing bowling match. Thank you for doing all of that. I have the enthusiasm for bowling. I've had that enthusiasm for bowling for many years. And in fact, growing up, I had this dream that I'd become a professional bowler. But my scores just ain't consistent enough for that to happen. They're all over the charts, but I do have a dream. But and that dream is that the bullying and all the disrespect would come to an end. Another dream that I have. Hello, Landon. Another dream that I have. It's probably a big one. I wish I could meet some professional bowlers, men and women. The same way with football and basketball. There is, Landon, and there's unfortunately nothing I can do about it as much as I wish I could. But I pray that somebody will see the brighter side of things, rather than let some idiot drag them down. But I want to tell you this. There is no place I'd rather be right now other than church and being able to cheer on my favorite professional athletes. Sure, it's a big dream, but I wish one day that it'll happen, because I would love to meet a bunch of pro bowlers, men and women. Growing up, I always liked like Walter. I always watched Walter Ray Williams Jr. He was one of my favorite pro bowlers. Right along with Parker Bowden III, Chris Barnes, Mika Koivuaniemi, Pete Weber. You know, it and even the women's pro tour. I mean, there's so many there I wish I could meet. There's some I watched growing up, even when I started watching bowling. Um, like Liz Johnson, Carolyn Doran Ballard, Kelly Kulick, and then some of the new people that came in, like Daria Pyoke, Verity Crawley. I watched them. Some new favorites of mine. There was Liz Johnson. You know, some of the top female pro bowlers. Shannon O'Keefe, Danielle. You know, Danielle McEwen. Just to name a few. There's just so many I wish I could meet. I really wish I could meet them all. Because I looked up to them, even growing up. You know, they inspired me to like the sport of bowling even more. And, you know, growing up, I used to just do open play with, you know, as a family fun thing. But then as I got older, I started doing leagues and stuff, mixed doubles, things like that. But then the more I got into doing things like that, the more my enthusiasm for the sport of bowling grew. And I really wish all my favorite bowlers the best on tour this season. I wish my favorite baseball team the best of luck. Baseball teams, I should say. Favorite race car drivers on asphalt and NASCAR, to dirt tracks who drive the UMP factory stocks. But I'm telling you, when is it going to end? Like I said, I really hope that we'll see a peace on Earth one day. I like I said, I really have a dream that I wish I could meet some pro bowlers, and that's the big dream I have. And that's a lifetime goal I got. So long that I'm here on this earth, I want to meet some people, and I really hope that that even a pro bowler sees this video, because I want people to know how I feel about the disrespect that I see going on. I want them to understand that I don't have any room for people who bully people. I want them to understand that even though I don't really know them personally, it still breaks my heart to see that people have to drag them down. And Landon, the more work you put into your baseball, maybe you'll find yourself in the pros. And I hope that happens. I have friends from school that plays professional baseball. One that I know of. And that's kind of where we're at, okay? And I seriously hope someone gets something out of this speech tonight, because I'm not talking out my butt. I ain't saying this just for my health. I'm saying this for the sake of everybody. And everybody in the general public. I mean, let me ask you something. Do you know how many kids get bullied in public? I couldn't tell you. But I'm sure there's people out there that gets bullied in public, especially at a park. But I really hope everybody gets something out of this. Thanks for watching. Before I go, I just want to remind you guys